Everyone over here, please come to the next chapter, charge of GST. Please come to the next chapter, charge of GST, everyone. Everyone over here. Can we take a quick linking? We started learning GST with what? Goods or service. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply should be either interstate supply or supply should be either intrastate. Interstate supply, what will be levied, everyone? IGST will be levied. Intrastate, what will be levied? CGST, and SGST will be levied. Sir, who went ahead and told this, that whenever goods and service will be supplied, interstate IGST will come, intrastate CGST will come? Who went ahead and told? This is told by section number 9. Are we clear, everyone? Let's go ahead and understand now. People over here now. Section number 9 goes ahead and says, see, section number 9 has section number 9.1, section number 9.2, section number 9.3, section number 9.4, and section number 9.3 is over here, 9.5. Okay. So where is 9.5? You know, 9.5, I've gone ahead and shifted now to e-commerce transaction. People who have the old version of the chart book, hold 9.5 over there, don't worry about it. Section number 9.5 is now shifted to e-commerce transaction. E-commerce transaction ka one chapter is there. TCS ka chapter is there, no? Everyone listen. TCS ka chapter ke saath we learn section number 9.5. Is my point clear to all? Okay. Don't worry about it. Students who have version 10 chart book, 9.5 which is there, this we will be learning. You will learn section number 9.5 when we learn e-commerce transaction. Everyone over here now. Listen. So section number 9.1 and 9.2 you just read at home. Nothing very important from my point of view. Section number 9.1 just says, you know what? What will you read at home? You read now only. Section number 9.1 says what? Whenever goods, services or both will be supplied, intrastate, what will be charged? CGST. And this GST will not come on alcoholic liquor for human consumption. It has to be collected and paid by whom? Taxable person. How will you collect and pay? Value multiplied by the rate of tax. That is told by whom, everyone? Section number 9.1. Total bakwas. 9.2. Section number 9.2 goes ahead and talks about HP man. What is HP man, everyone? Everyone have to tell me what is HP man. What is HP man, everyone? High speed diesel, petroleum, crude, motor, spirit, which is also known as petrol. A for aviation, turbine, fuel, natural gas. Remember, these are the 5 petroleum products as of now which are out of GST. As of now, these are out of GST, but on this, GST will come in a future date. As notified by the government on the recommendation of council. Remember, NGRC means what, everyone? Notified by the government on recommendation of council. So as of now, this 5 petroleum product per GST is not there. It will come, but from a date notified by the government on recommendation of GST council. Next, now we have section number 9.3. Listen to me very carefully. See, you know section number 9.1 told what? Whenever you are supplying, no, you should collect GST and pay to the government. Forward charge mechanism. Section number 9.1 told what? Whenever you are supplying goods and service, please collect and pay GST to the government. Section number 9.2 told what? Don't collect on HP man, because HP man pay, it will come from a date notified by government on recommendation of council. Now we are learning section number 9.3. Section number 9.3 goes ahead and says on which item you should not collect and pay. Recipient will pay the GST under RCM. Now listen, section number 9.3 has, section number 9.3 actually has some goods also on which RCM is applicable. It has some services also on which RCM is applicable. Chalo, let's go ahead and quickly talk about the goods on which RCM is applicable. Everyone, please come to the goods on which RCM is applicable. When I am talking about the goods, now I remember one point which I had to correct. Just a minute, okay, everyone? You don't say this. RCM में one small point is there which I want everyone to correct in the chart book. 1 minute. In the chart book, here. This will be BD leaves is there, no? Along with that, you should write tobacco leaves also. Along with the BD leaves, you write tobacco leaves also. Tobacco leaves. So whether it is tobacco leaves, right here, whether it is tobacco leaves or it is BD leaves, both के लिए agriculturist will pay the agriculturist का केस में registered person will pay GST under RCM. Mark this. ठीक है? Did you guys understand? Whether it is BD wrapper leaf or it is tobacco leaf, both में agriculture is supplying to registered person will pay GST under RCM. And here one more point. For essential oil का केस में this will be agriculture is नहीं, unregistered person. This point will be unregistered person. This one. Essential oil के लिए you should write unregistered person. Clear? One point I missed over here, tobacco leaf, and second, this will be unregistered person. Clear? Next. Sir, anything else is there which you want to tell? ठीक है, चलो. Everyone over here now. Now, we are going to learn about those goods and services on which GST is applicable under RCM. A++ from the exam point of view, 101% you will get question on section number 9.3. It will come in the exam. Everyone over here now. Section number 9.3 में we have goods on which RCM is applicable and we have services also on which RCM is applicable. Let's talk about the goods first. It says RCM on notified goods. What are the goods on which RCM is applicable? Number one, cashew nut, not peeled or shelled. Unpeeled cashew. Whenever one agriculturist will sell to whom, everyone? People, agriculturists are not required registration only. So they will never take GST registration. So government told, but I too want GST. So government told whenever agriculturists will sell the goods to whom? Registered person. Let the registered person pay the GST under RCM. Remember this, cashew nuts. Unpeeled and unshelled, raw cashews. Whenever who is selling, agriculture is selling to a registered person will pay GST under RCM. Tobacco leaves or BD ka leaf, BD ka wrapping leaves will be there. If it is sold by whom? Agriculturist, again to a registered person will pay GST under RCM. Following essential oil, remember one thing, essential oil ka case mein also, whenever unregistered person is selling to registered person will pay GST under RCM. Which essential oil? Except citrus fruit wala essential oil, namely peppermint, spearmint, watermint, horse mint, bergamot, menthana, arvenis. Remember one thing, this essential oils ke liye unregistered person selling to registered person will have to pay GST under RCM. Unregistered person selling to whom? Registered person will pay GST under RCM. Which are the oil? Mint. Only one is there, menthana, arvenis. You'll remember this, everyone? Remember this. Next. Silk yarn. You know silk yarn. Whenever a manufacturer of silk yarn is selling raw, who is manufacturer of silk yarn from wood? What? Raw silk or cocoon? Are you know silkworm cocoon? Silkworm cocoon se raw silk will be made. Silk ka thread will be made. Those thread, whenever one person is making and selling to whom? Registered person will pay the GST under RCM. Next, raw cotton. Whenever agriculture is selling to whom? Registered person will pay GST under RCM. Supplying of lottery. Baba, lotteries are always sold by whom? State government. So whenever state government, union territory government or local authority sells lottery to whom? Lottery distributor or selling agent. The selling agent always pays the GST under RCM. Used vehicle, seized vehicle, confiscated goods, old and seized goods, waste and scrap. Whenever central government, state government, local authority or union territory is selling to whom? Registered person will pay GST under RCM. But here one excluding IR is there. What is IR, everyone? Indian Railway. Please write down this one if you want to remember. You can write IR means what, everyone? Indian Railway. Remember one thing, whenever government is going ahead and selling what? All this, people, government sees some vehicle. one raid happened, government seized some goods of one person. Those old goods, seized goods, when government is selling, no, government will never charge you GST. If it is sold to a registered person should pay the GST under RCM. But Indian Railway का केस में, Indian Railway selling anything, Indian Railway will always collect GST under forward charge mechanism. Reverse charge is not applicable on Indian Railway. Remember this point. Indian Railway always will charge GST under forward charge mechanism. That is why they told excluding what? Indian Railway. And the last one is priority sector lending certificate. I've already told you, when one registered person will sell to another registered person, the recipient bank will pay the GST under RCM. Sir, how will you remember on what thing RCM is applicable? The goods on which RCM is applicable, you can remember crops belt. Okay, everyone? What is crops belt? Number one, cashew. R for raw cotton. O for old vehicles, goods, etc. P for priority sector lending certificate. Next, silk yarn. B for BD leaves. E for essential oils. L for lottery. T for tobacco. Congratulations, you will remember all of them. Done, everyone? What is it? Crops belt. Remember one thing, crops. Generally, crops are grown by whom? Agriculturists. And crops pay. Agriculturists will never charge GST. So always recipient should pay GST under RCM. So crops ka belt. Sir, what is the crops belt, everyone? You write best crops also. Earlier, I had given one mnemonics, best crops. Okay, you can take best crops also. You can take crops belt also. Okay, everyone? Done. Everyone over here. So what is crops, everyone? Crops belt. C for cashews. R for raw cotton. O for old vehicles, seized goods, etc. Then PSLC. S for silk yarn. B for BD wrapping leaves. E for essential oil. L for lottery. T for tobacco. Will you remember all of them now? Done. Close story. Please come to the left hand side. What are the services on which GST is applicable under RCM? Please remember, everyone, GST on services under RCM, very, very important from exam point of view. Now, the first one comes over here is GTA. GTA means what, everyone? GTA means Goods Transport Agency. Who is a GTA? A GTA is one who issues consignment note. Remember one thing, GTA is one who issues consignment note. Okay? Now, always remember one thing, GTA ka description, I'll go ahead and tell you like this. GTA can go ahead and give services to whom? Registered person under GST. It can give services to whom? Unregistered person under GST. Okay? Remember it like this, everyone. GTA can give services to whom? Registered person under GST. GTA can give services to whom? Unregistered person under GST. If it is giving services to registered person under GST, you have to remember if that registered person is TDS deductor. TDS deductor, or if that registered person is other registered person. Okay, everyone? Or if GTA is giving to services to unregistered person under GST, you have to remember if that unregistered person is a FB scoop. Sir, FB scoop, are here. FB scoop means F means factory, B means body corporate, S means society, CO means cooperative society, P means partnership firm. With me, everyone. If it is what, everyone? Factory which is registered under Factories Act. B means body corporate established under their law. Society which is registered under Societies Act. Cooperative society which is established under the law. And P for partnership firm, registered or unregistered, including AOP and LLP. Remember, for your RCM, partnership firm includes LLP. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, whether it is registered under Partnership Act or unregistered, doesn't matter. Always remember in this scenario, and then unregistered person can be unregistered casual taxable person. Do you remember unregistered casual taxable person? Who are casual taxable person who are unregistered, everyone? Handicraft wala. You remember handicraft goods wala, casual taxable persons are unregistered. Up to 20 lakh or 10 lakh, they are exempted. Next. and there are other unregistered people also. Everyone over here now, listen. TDS deductor, there are 4 category of TDS deductor. One is Department of Central Government, State Government. One is Local Authority. One is Governmental Agency. People, TDS deductor ka chapter mein you would have learned this. One is Department of Central Government, State Government. One is Local Authority. One is Governmental Agency. And the other is Notified category, the D category. Yes, everyone? Remember one thing now. First, government went ahead and told, here, RCM, RCM, here also, RCM, here also, RCM, here also RCM, and here also RCM. But then government went ahead and told, listen, if anyone has taken registration as TDS deductor, if it is Department of Central Government, State Government, if it is Local Authority, or if it is Governmental Agency, they will not pay the GST under RCM. It will be exempted. But notified category of TDS deductors have to pay the GST under RCM. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, if it is other registered person, then RCM at the rate of 5%. Sir, what about FB scoop? Factory, body corporate, society, cooperative society and partnership firm, what will happen? If they are unregistered person under GST, always remember one thing, even if they are unregistered, they have to pay GST under RCM at the rate of 5%. Sir, unregistered CTP and unregistered person, what will happen? Other unregistered person. You tell me one thing, GTA gave services to you. If you have to pay GST under RCM, you have to take compulsory registration, and hence government went ahead and told what, everyone? Exempt and exempt. Is my point clear to all? Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Is this point clear to all? Now listen. Everyone over here. If GTA is opting for RCM, you have to tell me, everyone. If GTA is going ahead and opting for RCM, then always you have to pay GST under RCM. Recipient has to pay GST under RCM. But GTA went ahead and you know what? If GTA is opting for RCM, GTA will not get any input tax credit. GTA will not get any input tax credit. But then big GTA went ahead and told, sir, we want input tax credit, and hence government went ahead and told, do one thing. You charge GST under forward charge mechanism. How much? 12% you charge under forward charge mechanism, you will get all the input tax credit. So GTA has 2 options. If GTA is going for 5% reverse charge, then what will happen, everyone? No ITC. But recipient will have to pay GST under RCM. Can GTA go for forward charge mechanism? Yes. If GTA opts for forward charge mechanism, GTA can opt for how much, everyone? 12%. Baba, actually, GTA can opt for 2 options under forward charge also. Forward charge also, GTA has 2 options, either 12% or 5%. See, GTA can opt for reverse charge. If GTA is opting for reverse charge mechanism, then at the rate of 5%, who will pay? Recipient will pay. But if GTA wants, GTA can opt for forward charge mechanism also. If GTA is charging forward charge में 12%, it will get input tax credit. If GTA is charging forward charge में 5%, it will not get input tax credit. So what are the 3 options over here with GTA? RCM. Who will pay always? Recipient will pay. Or if GTA is unregistered, who will pay? Tell no. Recipient will pay under RCM at the rate of 5%. But if GTA wants, can GTA go for forward charge mechanism? It can go for 12% or 5%. If GTA is charging forward charge 12%, it will get ITC of all the inputs which it is buying. But if GTA is opting for 5% forward charge, no ITC. So sir, you know what, everyone? Even if you are a GTA under forward charge mechanism, this is always exempt, means here also exempt. Here it will become what? Forward charge mechanism at the rate of 12 or 5. Forward charge mechanism at the rate of 12 or 5. Forward charge mechanism at the rate of 12 or 5. Here it will be exempt and it will be exempt. Are we all clear with this point? Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone listen to me very carefully. The same thing I have gone ahead and told over here. Here. See. GTA. GTA is going ahead and giving services to a registered person who is a TDS deductor, then always GST will be exempted. Other registered person, RCM. GTA is giving services to unregistered person under GST. If it is FB scoop, RCM. If it is other registered person or it is other unregistered person or unregistered CTP, then it will always be exempted. Is my point clear to all? Listen one thing, everyone. But RCM will not be applicable if GTA takes what? Registration and it opts to pay GST under forward charge mechanism. It can collect 12% also, it can collect 5 also. If it collects 12, no ITC. If it collects 5, if it collects 12, ITC will be available. If it collects 5, no ITC. Next. So it says supplier can take registration and it can opt to pay GST under forward charge mechanism. Supplier has issued a tax invoice charging GST. Supplier should issue invoice charging GST and also make a declaration on the invoice issued by him that, sir, I am charging you 12% or I am charging you 5%. You don't have to pay GST under RCM. That should be written in the invoice. Can we go ahead, everyone? Chalo, I'll go ahead and ask you. Everyone over here, I want to go ahead and ask you like this. GTA went ahead and gave the services to a TDS deductor. You know what? Actually, TDS deductor mein there are 4 categories. The first 3 categories which are there what will happen? Exemption. But you know what? They will not go ahead and ask you so much in detail, saying notified category, normal TDS deductor, etc. So you can remember one thing, that TDS deductor ka case mein it is exempt. Actually, if it is notified category should pay GST under RCM. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. So people, tell me one thing. GTA is giving services to factory, registered person. Registered person. RCM is there anyways. Here, RCM. Can I go ahead, everyone? If it is giving to factory, which is unregistered, then also factory has now, you know what? Whenever you are unregistered person and you have to pay GST under RCM, you have to take compulsory registration and pay GST under RCM. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here now. Chalo, let's go ahead. People, tell me one thing. GTA is giving services, TDS deductor. Tell no, louder. Exempt. GTA is giving services to registered person under GST, RCM. GTA is giving services to FB scoop, RCM. GTA is giving services to unregistered casual taxable person, exempt. GTA is giving services to unregistered person, other unregistered person, exempt. So only in 2 cases it is RCM. Number 1 is which one? Other registered person other than TDS deductor and FB scoop. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Now, the next one over here is advocate and arbitral tribunal ka service, which I want to go ahead and quickly cover from our advocate wala chart. Please come to advocate wala chart, everyone. Here. Legal services, page number 18. People watching at home, are we all good till here? Done. Everyone over here now, listen. Legal services may, it means the services which are given by whom? Advocate or senior advocate. People, what government is going, you know what? Whenever you have to pay, see, government told advocate ka services given to anyone, that person has to pay GST under RCM. Now, if advocate ka service I take and I have to pay GST under RCM, I have to take compulsory registration. Don't you think it will become a headache for me? And hence government went ahead and told some cases exempted, some cases only RCM is applicable. So government went ahead and told if firm of advocate or individual as an advocate, if a firm of advocate or individual as advocate means partnership firm of advocates, or if you are an individual advocate, if you are going ahead and giving services to another advocate or firm of advocate, people always remember one thing, one advocate to another advocate, firm of advocate to another firm of advocate is always exempted. But advocate went ahead and gave me services. Supposingly, why me? Advocate went ahead and gave services to others. Others went ahead and told, I want divorce. For divorce, advocate went ahead and gave the services. Now, when the advocate gave the services, if others has to pay GST under RCM, he has to take compulsory registration, and hence government went ahead and no problem. Person other than business entity, non-business entity, GST will be exempted. If advocate went ahead and gave services and I am a business entity, which business entity? Small. Which is a small business entity, everyone, whose last year ka turnover, people, whose last year ka turnover is less than registration limit. Always remember which is a small business entity whose last year ka turnover is less than registration limit. Then they're telling if your turnover in the last year is less than equal to registration limit, then also you are exempt. But if you, who is a big business entity whose last year turnover is more than registration limit, they're telling if you are a business entity, for an example, I am Reliance. Reliance went ahead and took advocate ka services. Baba, is Reliance a big business entity? Yes. Can Reliance pay GST under RCM? Yes. So government told, if you are a business entity whose last year ka turnover, previous year ka turnover is more than registration limit, then you should just pay GST under RCM. Sir, if advocate is going ahead and helping government, for example, providing services to the government, central government, state government, union territory, local authority, governmental authority or governmental agency. Baba, governmental authority and governmental agency ka definition we'll talk later. Okay? As of now, you talk about governmental authority and governmental entity, then it will always be exempted. Can I tell you one thing? Advocate giving services only in one case is taxable. If I am a business entity whose last year turnover is more than registration limit, always remember, you have to see the last year turnover. Last year turnover is more than registration limit, then RCM. One point which students always tell me, sir, advocate giving services to business entity, current year turnover. Don't see current year turnover. Sir, business entity to voluntary registration. Don't see voluntary registration and all. Only thing you have to see is last year turnover is more than registration limit, then you have to pay GST under RCM. Next. Senior advocate. Baba, same thing with senior advocate. Given to person other than business entity, exempted. Small business entity, exempted. Big business entity. People, what is a big business entity? Whose last year turnover is more than registration limit, then always GST payable under RCM. Given to government, exempt. Can we go ahead, everyone? The same thing came with arbitral tribunal also. Now, students get confused one thing. Always remember one thing. Arbitral tribunal is of two types. One is tribunal established under law. One is a private tribunal. One is a tribunal established under law and one is a private tribunal. Private tribunals are called arbitral tribunal. And tribunal established under law का service तो neither supply of goods nor supply of service. But private tribunal का services always GST has to be paid under RCM. Can I go ahead, everyone? And private tribunals are known as what? Arbitral tribunal. Is my point clear to all? Arbitral tribunal, same thing. Giving services to non-business entity, exempt. Small business entity, exempt. Big business entity, RCM. Giving to government, exempt. People, will you remember one thing? Whether they are giving, arbitral tribunal is giving, advocate is giving, firm of advocate is giving or senior advocate is giving to whom? Business entity. You have to see the business entity ka turnover. Last year ka turnover is more than registration limit, then always GST under RCM. All other cases, except. Please come back to our RCM country again, everyone. Everyone over here. It says advocate, firm of advocate, senior advocate. Given to whom? Business entity in the taxable territory. People, if it is given to whom, everyone? Business entity in the taxable territory. Why they are not talking about non-taxable territory? Because if you give to business entity outside India, do you think outside India ka business entity will come to India, take registration and pay GST under RCM? That is why they are not telling. They are telling what? You know what? If you are giving services outside India, it will generally become export of service. Export of service will become zero-rated supply. Can we go ahead, everyone? So what government is telling over here, if advocate, firm of advocate or senior advocate is giving services to business entity whose aggregate turnover in the last year is more than what, everyone? Registration limit, then RCM will be applicable. Whether it is arbitral tribunal or it is advocate or senior advocate. The next one over here is sponsorship services given to body corporate or partnership firm including LLP in the taxable territory. Always remember one thing, whenever sponsorship services are given, if you are giving sponsorship services to whom? Body corporate. Body corporate, as of now, you can take it to be a company. Whenever you are giving services to whom? Body corporate, or you are giving to a partnership firm including LLP, they should always pay GST under RCM. Tell me one thing, what if I went ahead and provided sponsorship services to an individual? RCM or FCM? When did I tell you exempt? I never told you exempt. Whenever RCM is not there, it is always FCM. And remember one thing, it will be exempted only if it is under exemption chapter. If it is not exempted, it will be always FCM. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is, listen carefully. The next one is government. Can you see over here government? These two entry, I'm not teaching you now. I'll teach you when I'm teaching you government ka exemption. Along with exemption, I'll teach you. 5 and 5A will learn with whom everyone? Government ka exemption. Next, everyone 5AA says any person renting of residential dwelling to whom everyone? Registered person. If I am renting my residential house to a registered person will pay the GST under RCM. Sir, what if I went ahead and rented out to unregistered person? Exemption chapter mein it is told that if renting is in personal capacity for use as own residence and not for the firm, it will always be exempted. For an example, I'll tell you. I went ahead and rented one residential property for my own residence. Okay? I am already a registered person, but don't I have a personal life? For my personal purpose, can I not rent one residential property? I rented one residential property for my own staying, for my staying of my family. Then what will happen? Then also it will be exempted. Although I am a registered person, but registered person should have rented out for what? For his business purpose. For an example, for staying of my director, for staying of my employees, I took one property on rent. Then I should pay always GST under RCM if I am a registered person. What if I am an unregistered person? Exempted. If I am a registered person, but the property was taken on rent in personal capacity, it is not shown as my business expense, then tell no. Then also it will be exempted. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Any person transferring development right or floor space index to a promoter. People, my land is there. My land ka development right, I gave it to the promoter. Promoter told, I will make the building. In the building, I'll give you 2 flats. Did I go ahead and give him a service? My benefit out of my land. I went ahead and gave it to whom? Promoter. Always remember one thing. Promoter will pay GST under RCM. Or any person giving long-term lease of land of 30 years or more to a promoter. I gave my land ka development right. No. I gave my long-term lease pay my land to a promoter. Always, who is a promoter? Real estate developers. If I give my land on long-term lease to whom everyone? Promoter has to pay GST under RCM. Next, if I am a director, always remember one thing. Director going ahead and giving services to whom? Company or body corporate. Always remember one thing. Company or the body corporate will pay GST under RCM. Now, I want to ask you one thing. Here, there is one circular which is there, which I want to talk about. Here, left side. Remember one thing, there is an independent director. Just a second, everyone. Just a second. Everyone here now. Sir, GST on director's remuneration and services supplied in the personal capacity. Now, independent director. People, independent directors are never employees of the company. Okay? Independent director gave me a service to the company. Company has to pay GST under RCM. Always remember, GST is payable by the company under RCM. Supposingly, there is a whole-time director. Whole-time director went ahead and gave services to the company. Remember one thing, whole-time director, if he is an employee, when the company paid him the amount, company paid what? Salary. And TDS done under section number 192, it means it's a salary. And salary pay, there is no GST which is there. And hence, not a supply, no GST is payable. But if supposingly you are the whole-time director in my company, you went ahead and told, sir, other than my employee ka work, if you want any work from me, I will go ahead and help you. I told, okay, in the audit some work is required, please come and help. And I paid him professional fees. Remember one thing, whole-time director who is not an employee and paid what, everyone? Professional fees, TDS under 194J is done, then it is supply and GST will be payable under RCM. The next one over here, tell me one thing. You are a director. In the capacity of the director, if you give me the service, I should pay GST under RCM. For an example, you are the director of my company, not in the capacity of director. You went ahead and gave me your building on rent. You had a commercial building, you gave it to me on rent. Should I pay on the commercial building also GST under RCM or not required? Tell no, required, not required. RCM is applicable, not applicable. Remember, it is only the directorial services on which I have to pay GST under RCM. Any other services given by the director, I don't have to pay the GST under RCM. They told services supplied by director in his personal capacity or private capacity, there is no RCM. Services supplied in the capacity of director only, taxable under RCM. Everyone over here now. The next one is insurance agent giving services to the insurance company. Always insurance company will pay GST under RCM. Recovery agent giving services to whom? NBFC, financial institution and banking company. NBFC, financial institution and banking company will pay GST under RCM. One point which I want you to be very careful over here. If they tell recovery agent giving services to bank, financial institution and NBFC, only then RCM. They went ahead and told you recovery agent giving services to car dealer. Will RCM come or FCM? FCM. Next, sir, music composer, photographer or artist, whenever they are giving their services, all these music composers, photographer, artist, etc., who is there, whenever they are giving services to music company and producer, always remember one thing, music company or producer will pay GST under RCM. Next, authors, whenever they are giving services to publisher, publisher will pay GST under RCM. I have written my book. My book are copyright. I went ahead and gave it to a publishing company. The publishing company will always pay GST under RCM. But can I also go ahead and charge GST under forward charge? Yes. Authors are given one more option. Forward charge mechanism will be applicable if the author takes what, everyone? Registration, and he has filed a declaration that he exercises to pay GST under forward charge, and he will comply with all the provision as they apply to a person liable for paying tax, and that he shall not withdraw the said option within a period of 1 year from the date of exercising. Means, always remember, generally authors giving services, publishers will pay GST under RCM. But can authors go ahead and charge GST under FCM, everyone? Yes, if author goes online and exercises the option that, sir, I want to charge GST under forward. Actually, authors know they can go online, log in, and after logging in, they can file a form and say, sir, I want to charge GST under forward charge mechanism. Now, first you have to take GST registration. Secondly, you have to go ahead and opt for the option that I will charge GST under forward charge mechanism. And once you take the option, you should not withdraw it for how many years? 1 year. Always remember, also he should make a declaration to whom? Declaration on the invoice issued to the publisher. That's publisher, you don't pay the GST under RCM. I am collecting under forward charge. I will only go ahead and pay. So remember one thing, generally authors pay always what will happen? GST will be payable under RCM. But can authors go for forward charge? Yes, they can opt for forward charge mechanism also. Everyone here. So if author is unregistered, or author is not exercising to pay GST under forward charge, then always publisher will pay. But can authors go for forward charge mechanism? Yes. Next. Please mark question 9. Okay. I like this author's wala point. Please mark it. Next. Whenever members of overseeing committee is giving services to whom, everyone? RBI. Remember, members of overseeing committee giving services to whom? RBI. RBI will pay GST under RCM. They will tell you in the exam. Members of overseeing committee giving services to SBI. Baba, remember there is a difference between SBI and RBI. RBI then RCM. SBI then FCM. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Direct selling agent who is an individual, whenever they are giving services to banking company or NBFC, banking company or NBFC should pay GST under RCM. But only when the direct selling agent is an individual. If they tell you in the exam, direct selling agent is a company and giving services, then always remember forward charge mechanism. It is only when it is a individual, RCM will be applicable. Next, business facilitator and business correspondent. I want to teach you like this. One is a business facilitator, one is a business correspondent. Business facilitator is a person who just gives knowledge about the banking services to people. Bank appoint business facilitator, and bank tells the business facilitator, go to villages, go to various places, tell people about the banking service. So they will go and give knowledge, saying bank can do this, bank can do that, all that knowledge they will give. One is a business correspondent. What can business correspondent do, everyone? Business correspondent ka work is, he will also do transaction on behalf of the bank. You know what he will do? He will go to village. He will go to various people. Hey, you want a loan? Take 10,000 rupees ka loan. He will give you the loan from his pocket and take it from the bank. Means he does small transaction also on behalf of the bank. Are we clear? Business facilitators don't do any transaction. Business correspondent do what, everyone? Transaction also on behalf of the bank. Now listen. Business facilitator can have one agent who will help him in doing all the work. Business correspondent also can have whom? Agents who can help him in doing the work. They are ultimately giving services to whom? Bank. Listen, agent giving services to him and he is ultimately giving services to bank. Agent gives services to him and ultimately he gives services to whom? Bank. Listen to me very carefully. They are telling whenever business facilitator gives services to banking company, business facilitator gives services to whom? Banking company, RCM is applicable. Banking company will pay. Clear? Secondly, whenever agent of business correspondent is giving to business correspondent, agent of business correspondent is giving to, then RCM is applicable, correspondent will pay. Can you tell me everyone, what if agent of facilitator is giving to facilitator? FCM. Are we clear? It means who will collect? When it is giving the services, they will only collect and pay. Can I go ahead everyone? And business correspondent when it is giving to bank, again FCM. It means business correspondent should collect and pay. Remember, can you see the two horns on business correspondent ka head? He is the Bakra Baba. He always has to pay the GST. See, but business facilitator ka case mein, he will never pay. He will give to bank, bank will pay under RCM. Agent will give him service, agent will collect and pay. Business facilitator is F for always free. No tension, always free. Why free? He will give to bank, bank will pay under RCM. He will take the service, they will only collect and pay. So for him, no tension. Correspondent ka case mein what will happen? What will happen in case of correspondent? Baba, correspondent when it is giving to the bank, he will collect and pay. When he is taking services from agent, he has to pay GST under RCM. So Baba, he is the Bakra, he always has to pay GST under, he only has to pay both the GST. Is my point clear to all? Can we go ahead everyone? Next. But you remember one thing everyone. If business correspondent and business facilitator, remember one thing. If they are giving services with respect to what? Rural area accounts. If they are giving their services where everyone? Rural area, then remember all this will become exempt. If business facilitator and business correspondent ka service or their agents ka service are given with respect to what? Rural area, then all these services will become exempt. I've written here that sir, business facilitator exempt services by business facilitator or business correspondent and their intermediary with respect to accounts in the rural area, then it will always be exempted. The next is security services. What is security services everyone? Providing security guards. Providing security guards, supplying of security personnel, any person other than body corporate, giving to a registered person should pay GST under RCM. People, I am any person other than body corporate. I should not be a company. Company giving, will RCM come or FCM always? Tell no. I told no. CA finance student, no, they are very serious. They don't want to talk. They're like, talk. Arey, tell quickly. FCM or RCM? FCM. Huh? Talk no. Be a kid when you are in a class. You have to talk. Can we go ahead everyone? Next. So sir, any person giving to registered person. Giving to whom everyone? Registered person. Registered person will pay GST under RCM. But registered person can be TDS deductor. Yes everyone. Registered person can be composition dealer. Registered person can be other registered person also. Other registered person like casual taxable person, NRTP, normal registered person. All these are other registered person. Always remember one thing. If any person other than body corporate is giving security personnel to whom? Registered person who is TDS deductor, exempted. Giving to not exempt, sorry. It is always forward charge mechanism. Giving to composition dealer, forward charge. Giving to other registered person, it is RCM. Is my point clear to all? Remember this point over here. What they are going ahead and telling? They are going ahead and telling over here. See, security services, any person giving to registered person, any person giving to registered person, not applicable. RCM is not applicable if central government, state government, local authority or governmental agency registered as TDS deductor, then forward charge, composition dealer, then also it will be always GST under forward charge mechanism. Next. The next one over here is renting of motor vehicle designed to carry what, everyone? Passengers, where fuel cost is included in the consideration. So supposingly I have a car and I'm going ahead and giving my car on rent where the fuel cost is included, means I'm charging you 10 rupees per kilometer and fuel cost is included in my consideration, means I'm telling fuel cost will be mine only. Now my question over here, in this scenario what they are going ahead and telling, any person other than body corporate who does not issue invoice charging what, everyone? 12%. It means he should not be charging 12%. If I am charging 12%, then I will go ahead and charge GST 12%. Are we clear? I should not be charging 12%. I should not be charging 12%. Then always remember, body corporate should pay GST under RCM. Is my point clear to all? So any person other than body corporate renting to whom, everyone? Can I tell like this? Non-body corporate giving to body corporate. Renting of motor vehicle ka service, body corporate will always pay GST under RCM. Next. Services of lending of securities, whenever one lender will give it to a borrower under the securities lending scheme. So supposingly you lend me your securities, I told I'll pay you lending fees of 500 rupees. Me being the borrower, I should always pay GST under RCM. Lender lending is securities, shares, etc. People remember, shares and securities ka selling pe there is no GST. But if you are lending me and I'm paying you fees, that pay always GST will come. Who will pay the GST? Supplier or recipient? Recipient should pay the GST to the government under RCM. That is what is being told over here. Now, people, on the left hand side, we have a small point, one or two small point. We'll go ahead and cover that. Everyone over here, see. Here, service GST on renting of motor vehicle designed to carry passengers to a body corporate. People, tell me one thing. I'm giving my motor vehicle on rent to a body corporate, where fuel cost is included. Who will pay the GST? Body corporate will pay the GST under RCM. Do you guys agree with me? I am running a bus. One body corporate came and told me, I have some of my employees who are there. Those employees, okay, I am running a bus from Chennai to Coimbatore. My bus is going from Chennai to Coimbatore. Take everyone. One company came and told me, Ramesh, I want 5 tickets. I gave them the 5 ticket, their employees sat and I dropped them to Coimbatore. My question is, am I giving renting of motor vehicle or I give passenger transportation service? Passenger transportation service. My question is, will the company pay GST under RCM or I will only charge under forward charge? I will only charge under forward charge mechanism. Remember one thing, when body corporate hires a motor vehicle for a period during which motor vehicle is at its disposal, means I gave you the motor vehicle, you use however you want, I will charge you per kilometer 20 rupees. That time RCM is applicable. But where body corporate avails passenger transportation service for specific journey, then always remember, and it does not take it on rent, then there will be no RCM. Body corporate, so I took some tickets from me, I will charge GST under forward charge mechanism. They don't have to pay any GST under RCM. Next. People over here, listen to me very carefully. You are the lender, I am the borrower. When you are giving me shares ka lending, I will pay your fees. The securities lending ke liye, they have told over here, taxability of supply of securities under securities lending scheme. Remember, transaction in securities involving disposal. When you sell securities, will GST come or no GST? Selling, it is not a supply and there is no GST. But lending of securities is a supply of service. Always borrower has to pay GST under RCM. You know what? Always remember, the nature of supply always will be interstate. And what is always payable under RCM? IGST. And you tell me one thing, one lender lend me the securities. In between, no, one broker will be there. You can't take securities on lend from anyone directly. They'll be in between whom, everyone? One broker. Now this broker will go ahead and charge brokerage. That brokerage pay, will GST come under RCM or FCM? Simple. They are telling the taxability, the activity of intermediary facilitating lending or borrowing will be always taxable under FCM. There is no RCM applicable. It is always taxable under FCM. Next. On the right hand side. Okay. This government related, nothing important. When we talk about government 5 and 5A later, that time I'll talk about it. Here one point is there, body corporate wala point. What is a body corporate? Body corporate or a corporation includes what, everyone? Company incorporated outside India. Means an Indian company or it's a foreign company. Both are body corporate. But it does not include cooperative society or any other body corporate which has been notified by the government. Everyone listen to me very carefully. So tell me one thing, what is body corporate? Indian companies are also body corporate, foreign companies are also body corporate, but cooperative society is not a body corporate. One question which students go ahead and ask me, sir, will LLP come in body corporate? Baba, LLP comes in partnership firm. LLP will always come in partnership firm. They have clearly told LLP will be included in partnership firm. That's it, everyone. On the left hand side we have something. Listen. Whenever people here, whenever goods or services will be supplied, okay? If it is supplied interstate, IGST will be levied. If it is supplied intrastate, CGST will be levied. Who told this? This was told by section number 9. Who told this? This was told by section number 5. And section number 5, same like section number 9, has section number 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4 and section number 5.5. Section number 5.1 may, whatever here intra was there, no, it will become what? Inter. That's all. 20% will become how much? 40%. That's all. Everyone, intra will become inter, 20% will become 40%. Rest everything will remain same. One proviso is there. This proviso says IGST on importation of goods. People tell me one thing, when you import the goods, intra or inter? When you import the goods, intra or inter? Inter, IGST will come. But when you import goods, no. That IGST you will pay along with custom duty. And that is what is being told over here. IGST on import of goods, except notified goods, shall be levied and collected as per Custom Tariff Act on the value determined under the Custom Act at the point when custom duties are levied. They are telling Ramesh, whenever you go ahead and import goods from outside India, importation is interstate, IGST is payable, but that IGST you can pay when you are paying custom duty. It means at the custom port, when you pay custom duty, you will have to pay that IGST also. Next, everyone over here. See, they told importation of goods except notified goods. Why did they tell except notified goods? Because, you know, actionable claim, online money gaming. People, you have to write over here, online money. This is not mobile, this is money. Write over here, online money gaming. People, online money gaming is an actionable claim, right everyone? Online money gaming is an actionable claim. Do you guys agree with me? Online money gaming is an actionable claim. They are telling now online money gaming is actionable claim. Actionable claims are service or goods? Array, actionable claims are goods. Correct? Now you tell me, will actionable claim come in ship? Because if it comes in ship, then you will have to pay custom duty and that time you will pay GST. But government went ahead and told this actionable claim, online money gaming, does not come in ship. They will come directly online. So somebody from outside India, poker.com, went ahead and gave actionable claim. They supplied betting services in India. The government says importation of online money gaming, IGST will always be payable under the GST Act only because there is no custom duty. All other goods, custom duty and IGST is payable, but online money gaming, only IGST is payable under the GST Act. Then they are telling section number 5.3, people, you know, just like section number 9.3 mein how we learned reverse charge, in section number 5.3 we go ahead and learn about reverse charge with respect to, in section number 5.3 we learned about IGST ka reverse charge entry, but all same entries are there in section number 5.3 also, only one additional service is there. They are telling any people, importation of service, you have to pay GST under RCM. Who told? Section number 5.3, that any additional services notified, any service by any person in the non-taxable territory to any person in the taxable territory, always GST has to be paid under RCM. But exception is NTOR. Why? OIDAR services given to whom? NTOR, RCM or FCM? That's why they have gone ahead and told. So people tell me one thing. I imported some service from outside India. I should always pay GST under RCM if I am a business entity. Non-business entity? Exempted. But OIDR services? Forward charge. RCM is not applicable. It is always forward charge mechanism. Done, sir. This point is clear till here. Now listen. We are done with your charge of GST ka chapter. In charge of GST, we learned about the main two things, RCM with respect to goods. I told you what it was. Crops, belt. For services, you can remember diagrams. For services, you can remember diagrams. What is diagram? D for, okay, I'll do it like this. The first one is GTA. Right, GTA. GTA ka services, always GST will come under RCM. The second one is advocate, arbitral, tribunal. The next one over here is sponsorship service. Next. Huh? Arey. After sponsorship service, it is government over here. This government country I am yet to teach you. Okay, everyone? This is government. Remember, G for government also over here. Central government, state government. Then, renting of residential dwelling. People are for renting of residential property. To whom? Registered person. Then, here, after that, it will come. Development right. Can you see everyone? So you can write over here development rights. Along with this only you can remember floor space index or long-term lease may when land is given. All the three can be covered together. The next one over here is director. D for director. After that, insurance agent. R for recovery agent. Then M for music composer. When I say music composer, I'll write photographer also over here. And I will write artist also over here. The next is author over here. Correct? Who is the other one here? Sir, members of overseeing committee. M, where is M? M may you can write members of OC, members of overseeing committee when they are giving services to RBI. Then you have A for agent of business correspondent, agent of business correspondent, and also remember over here business facilitator, not agent of business facilitator, only business facilitator giving services to banking companies. Then after that, what do we have? Security services. Security services. The next one, renting of motor vehicle. R for renting of motor vehicle. And the last one is securities lending. Securities lending. That's it, everyone. These are the things on which GST is applicable under RCM. Very, very simple to remember. I think you can go ahead and remember it like this. Everyone here, D for development right. D for development right, floor space index or long-term lease pay when you give land. To whom? Promoter. Promoter will pay GST under RCM. Then people, you know what? Sometimes you might feel that I think, sir, what I had read, I've forgotten. It's okay. You have to keep listening to me again, and again. Are you guys able to understand? Only if you listen, you will be able to recall. Can I go ahead, everyone? Most of the student, what happens? No. When they don't remember little also, they think, hey, I can't understand anything. Now I become hopeless. I'm not doing anything. How will I understand? No problem. Baba, keep listening to me. The more you listen, you know what? Something is better than nothing. Okay? I can see online many students are sitting. Okay? Many students have left. Those are already not in the race only. You getting my point? You have to decide whether you want to be in the race to win or not. If you leave today and sit at home, you're not getting any knowledge. But if you're sitting in the class and listening to it, at least you will understand 20. If you have not studied also, at least you will understand 25%. But if you have studied, I'm very sure you will be understanding 100%. But if you have not studied at all also, it's okay to sit in the class, keep listening. You will at least learn something. Yes or no, everyone? There are many students who give up hope saying, sir, I thought I did not understand, I'm leaving. Baba, don't do that. You listen to me again and again. After some time, you'll see, oh, okay, I'm able to follow. I'm able to remember what I had learned. But first time who is learning, Baba, first time, I can't guarantee that you will understand because you should have already studied. Can I go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Everyone over here now. Let's go ahead. What is the next one? Which one did I leave? Somebody told me, sir, direct selling agent. Individual, you left it. Correct? Done. So D for development right, D for director, D for direct selling agent, individual. I for insurance agent, A for advocate, A for arbitral tribunal, G for GTA, G for government, then R for renting of residential property, then recovery agent, R for renting of motor vehicle where fuel cost is included, A for author, A for agent of business correspondent or business facilitator, M for music composer, photographer, artist, M for members of overseeing committee, S for sponsorship service, security service and securities lending. You know, good students can do one thing. The small one, you make one small sheet, put in besides the place where you're doing brush every day morning. Okay, 2 minutes you're seeing every day. You'll remember all the RCM ka entry till your exam. No efforts required. Can I go ahead, everyone? Let's go ahead. So this is RCM entry for services. Goods is what? Crops, belt. People, section number 9.4 also there are some RCM which is there. Section number 9.4 ka RCM is not very important from exam point of view. So you can just read and go once. What is section number 9.4 ka RCM? Section number 9.4 says whenever one unregistered person will supply to registered person some services, then that registered person has to pay GST under RCM. Which is those services? Number one, cement supplied to a promoter. People, to make a building, what are the three things a promoter needs? One is cement. If he buys from unregistered person, no, he has to pay GST under RCM. To make a building, he might need capital goods. If he buys from unregistered person, no, promoter has to pay GST under RCM. And the last one is if he is buying input and input services. Can you tell me what are the other input and input services required to make a building? Labor, steel, bricks. Remember, supposingly to make the building, he has spent 10 lakh rupees. How much he has spent? 10 lakh. At least 80% of the item he should buy from registered person. It means at least 8 lakh item should be bought from whom? Registered person. Supposingly, he has bought only 7 lakh item from registered person. What is the difference? 1 lakh. On 1 lakh, 18% GST is to be paid under RCM by the promoter. Is my point clear to all? What they are going ahead and telling, sir, cement, promoter should always pay GST under RCM. Capital goods, promoter should always pay GST under RCM. Sir, input and input service, if it shortfalls below how much, everyone? 80%, then promoter should pay GST under RCM. This is not very important from exam point of view, but bad luck can be very bad, so remember it. Done, everyone? I'll do one thing. I'll close my revision on the chapter of charge of GST, A graded chapter, everyone. A graded chapter. Section number 9.3 and 9.3 ka for services, very, very important. I will not give any choose and choice in this chapter. Why, sir? Because section number 9.3 is only the important part. Anything can come. Please don't leave and go. Sir, how much mark can come? Sometimes students tell me mark allocation. You know, mark allocation cannot be done specifically because either one 4 mark ka direct question can come, or 4 mark के साथ 1 2 mark का MCQ can come, or 1 mark का MCQ can come, or it can also be a part of a big question. Now, big question में 1 point will come, 2 point will come, 3 point will come. I can't exactly say. But it's an A-graded chapter. If you don't do and go 2 to 3 places, you will see you are not able to solve. So you have to do it properly and go. Are we clear, everyone? 1 point which I have left is the government wala point. This point I will be going ahead and covering when I cover exemption. Chalo, congratulations people. I'll close my revision on the chapter of charge of GST. Done.